Welcome to the Horror Unmasked podcast,
where we unmask the monsters
and explore the lore.
I'm Amber.
And I'm Lily, and today we will be dissecting
Sinners. Let's hit the juke joint. Okay, guys. Technically, you would have gotten a slightly different update starting this, but unfortunately, you're getting this one first. So my audio did not record, making my life a living hell. So I did some minor adjusting and, I recorded where I could, which is why the intro sounds fairly normal. And so does the main storytelling bit, because those are easier to record for. But the main bulk of the episode, unfortunately, I've just had to use Lily's audio to boost my own voice. So also, funny side note is there are moments where you're going to hear Darth Vader Lily because of her breathing into the mic, which is quite funny. Also, at around hour 135 to 136 into the episode, you will receive my moment of realization that my recording isn't recording, and also my crash out because my recording wasn't recording. So have fun with that. On to what was supposed to be the first update and the rest of the episode. Have fun. Also, hey guys, haha, we're doing Sinners.
Psych.
Before we get into the story brief, we both realized that we both of us neither liked Event Horizon.
Sorry.
But if you really want us to cover it, we can still later on, possibly next year or something.
Next year. The way we both watched it and went,
yeah. It's not terrible, but it's Hellraiser in space.
It's Hellraiser in space.
And not the best Hellraiser.
No.
So if you really want us to cover it, we can. We still have our notes and stuff from it. So
it was definitely wild, but
yeah. So we switched it to Sinners, something that we would be significantly more interested in talking about.
Yes.
So with that, let us get into this shit.
Yep.
In 1932, twin brothers Elijah Smoke Moore and Elias Stack Moore returned to their hometown of Clarksdale, Mississippi, after spending time in Chicago, Illinois. They have amassed a considerable sum of money working for the mob there.
Capone.
And make a deal with a local Clarksdale landowner named Hogwood to purchase an abandoned sawmill and turn it into a juke joint.
Super fun.
The two brothers warn Hogwood that they are willing to defend their property from the clan if necessary.
As they should.
But the old man claims they are overreacting. With plans to open the juke joint that very evening, the twins next pay a visit to their uncle Jedediah and recruit his son Sammy to play his guitar at the joint. Jedediah doesn't approve, but Sammy goes along, promising to return for the Sunday service the next morning.
Crazy that their uncle is a preacher and they work with the mob.
Yeah.
Well,
the trio next retrieve a truck the twins hid before their rendezvous with Hogwood, and then split up. Stack takes their car and Sammy. During the ride, Sammy plays a tune for his cousin, and Stack is very impressed by his talents.
Mm-hmm. I loved his reaction.
Their travels take them to the local train station, where they recruit local musician Delta Slim. During this time, Sammy is intrigued by a married woman named Perline, whom he invites to the joint. Stack gets into a tight spot when a former lover of his named Mary confronts him. Though now married, she confesses that she still has feelings for him.
Of course. Following these events, the three men head out into the cotton fields to recruit a man named Cornbread to be their doorman for the evening. Meanwhile, Smoke takes the truck into town, where he makes a deal with local Chinese grocers Grace and Bo Chow to supply food and to paint a sign for the juke joint. He next pays a visit to his estranged lover, Annie. After paying his respects to their deceased daughter, he gives Annie a mojo bag she gave to him years ago for protection. After doing some hoodoo to strengthen its protective powers, Smoke asks Annie to come to the joint to help at the bar and to fry up some catfish. She eventually agrees, and the two share a tender moment before heading out. Meanwhile, in a small shack, married couple Bert and Joan are surprised when a man named Remick comes to their door, claiming to be chased by Choctaw Indians. The couple hide the man, with Joan driving off a group of Choctaws at gunpoint. Damn. Once they leave, she finds Remick has turned her husband into a vampire. And soon shares his fate.
Yup.
Eventually, the sun sets, and the juke joint is officially open for business. However, things quickly get testy when the brothers argue over some people paying with plantation tokens, which Smoke soon estimates will eat heavily into their planned profits.
At the same time, Mary shows up and Stack orders her to leave, but she refuses. Sammy soon gets to perform as he and Slim play a tune. The song proves to be so full of life, it seems to transcend time, and something in what Sammy is playing permeates through every soul in the juke joint.
It's such a good scene.
Oh yeah, very much. Following the performance, Remick, Bert, and Joan show up at the front door of the joint, asking to come in and join the party. They claim they want to play music for the crowds and are willing to pay, but Smoke refuses to let them in. Following this confrontation, Stack confides in Mary about his and Smoke's financial situation. Wanting to help, Mary goes to talk to the three who have not gone far. When Remick reveals what he is, she requests they leave, but is also turned into a vampire by him. Mary then returns to the joint after getting Cornbread to let her in. She then seduces Stack with a dance and pulls him into a side room, where she promptly bites his neck, making him bleed out. Smoke soon comes across the grisly scene and, without thinking twice, opens fire on Mary. Moments later, she rises up off the ground and laughingly rushes out of the building.
So scary.
Smoke tries to save his brother, but Stack's wounds are too severe. Following these events, they lock Stack's body in the storage room and stop the festivities, telling the guests to leave. Spoiler warning. Skip ahead.
This shit's crazy, man. During this time, Slim had taken over door duties from Cornbread, who went out to take a leak. Cornbread soon reappears, but asks to be let in.
Already weird.
The others find this to be strange behavior and refuse. Smart. When Cornbread asks for his payment, Smoke hands the money through the open doorway before Cornbread attempts to bite his arm, resulting in Smoke shooting him. Upon seeing Cornbread still moving, those inside the joint lock the front door. Suddenly, Stack's voice is heard from the storeroom, demanding to be let out. Annie cautions Smoke not to, before Stack bursts through the door. She then throws some pickled garlic on him, scalding Stack and sending him rushing out of the front door. It is soon revealed that Remick has turned all those who left the joint some time ago.
Damn, that's a lot of people too.
Lots of people. Remick claims that he is mainly there to claim Sammy, and that his musical skills may be able to help him connect to something he has been long searching for. He also tries to entice the others, claiming that becoming vampires will give them a connection and a belonging that the living world denies them. Smoke is adamant that those inside will not hand over Sammy. Following the talk, Smoke believes that if they kill Remick, everyone else, including Stack, will be saved.
However, Annie reveals it doesn't work that way.
Tough.
Anyone who was turned must be killed by sunlight or a stake through the heart. The goal becomes to hold out until dawn, but Remick and his followers begin to make horrifying sounds, eventually causing Grace to snap and demand they come and get them.
Dummy.
Those inside do what they can to fend off the vampires, but soon Grace, Perline, and Annie fall.
All the girls.
Before Annie can be turned, an emotional Smoke stakes her, per her pleading. In a valiant move, Slim sacrifices himself so Smoke can escape with Sammy, only for the two to be confronted by Remick and Stack. Smoke attempts to deal with his brother, while Remick follows Sammy outside, attempting to turn him. Sammy does what he can to fight off the evil creature, eventually breaking his guitar over Remick's head, with a sliver portion of it getting impaled. Suddenly, Smoke appears and stakes Remick, causing him to vanish in a pillar of flame. The two cousins have managed to survive until dawn and watch as the rest of the vampires burst into flames around them. Smoke gives Sammy the brother's car and instructs him to leave town before pulling a trunk of equipment off of the truck bed.
Remick had mentioned that Brett was the son of the local clan leader, and Smoke is fairly certain the Grand Wizard and his followers will show up. His hunch proves correct, as before long, Hogwood appears with a number of men ready to cause trouble. Is that...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean calling him the Grand Wizard.
Yes, that's what they would have been referred to as.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's that weird. Yeah. I don't know what else to call him. The Grand Dickbag is a better
Fair enough.
name.
I like that one.
But unfortunately,
That's better.
no one will understand it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. The Grand Asshole and his incels.
The Grand Asshole and his incels. Yep. His hunch proves correct, and before long, Hogwood appears with a number of incels ready to cause trouble. Removing Annie's mojo bag, Smoke ends up ambushing them, wiping the men out, but being shot in the standoff. Oh, this is my favorite. Just before he passes out, Smoke has a vision of Annie and their nursing child. Oh! During this time, Sammy returns to his family's church, where upon seeing his bloodied and damaged state, his father urges him to renounce his love of the blues. But instead, Sammy takes off in the brother's car, the remnants of his guitar clutched in one hand. And time passes. It is revealed that Sammy became a famous blues musician following a performance in Chicago in 1992. Sammy is visited by Stack and Mary. Stack reveals that Smoke let him live as long as he left Sammy alone. And he and Mary escaped from the juke joint all those years ago before the sun rose. Stack also senses that Sammy is not long for the world, but the old man refuses the offer to be turned. Stack also confesses that they have been following his career over the years and would like to hear something from the old days.
Which is sweet because it's like he was his protector throughout his lifetime.
It's like they're vampires, so they don't have that sense of like emotion, and it's probably just because Smoke was like, you leave him alone or you're dead. So he was like, I might as well protect him instead. But then it, there's also obviously
There's still that
layer
familial bond.
Yeah. But Sammy gives in to their request, pulls out his restored guitar, and plays for them. In a final parting moment, Sammy confesses that although he still has nightmares about that evening, up until the sun set, it was the best day of his life. Stack agrees, as it was the last time he saw his brother and the sun, and confesses that it was the only time he felt truly free.
The end. Just an absolutely magical piece of craftsmanship.
Cinema, yeah.
Like craftsmanship. It's like
just in general, yeah.
It's literally a art piece.
It is.
It is a work of art. It is some master craftsmen were involved in the creation of this beautiful, like, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking am not a big fan of history movies. Especially American history. I don't really care.
Because a lot of it is
really fucked up shit. It's depressing.
That, and I'm going to say it, it's also been whitewashed, because that's how we go. You're not going to learn a whole lot just watching.
The, like, pseudo combination of, like, a historical American southern setting. Mm-hmm. But with this, like, fantastical twist.
Right? It's so good.
Like, it's not even, like, yes, is there Nosferatu? Is there, the newest Nosferatu? Is there the Bram Stoker's where it's set in a place like that? But it's so much, like, those movies dip way more in fantastical for me.
Right.
Than historical.
Because while they might be placed into those settings, it's not really talking about...
It doesn't highlight...
true historical events.
Or even, like, really messing with the setting even a little bit. Like, it's just, there's a slight vibe shift in this one. That just, like, is just enough of the history of, like, you can tell historical context. Mm-hmm. From little things that some of the characters, like their stories that they tell each other, and some of the visuals inside of the settings. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good mix. It was a good mix of, like, that historical setting as not just, like, the setting itself, but, like, showing you some of the examples of the historical settings.
Right.
Like, the idea of when they're talking to the Chos and one side is, like, the black side of the street and one side is the white side of the street.
Yeah.
And that the Chos have a shop on both
sides, yeah.
And, like, transfer back and forth between which side they're working on.
Right.
So it's the idea of, like, it shows in subtle ways the differences and the historical context, but, like, still has that mystical essence.
Element, yeah.
Now, would I absolutely love a movie that is specifically isolated on the Choctaw vampire hunters?
Fuck yeah!
Can we have, like, the Choctaw vampire bounty hunter movie, like, set in this Sinner's world? Like, let the director and the people who did this
please
movie, like, make a...
Oh my god.
Like, not a sequel, but, like, a partnered film, almost. Like, not a direct sequel, but a partner film.
Yeah.
That kind of happens, maybe
in the same world,
time.
Maybe at the same time.
Just, like, on the other side of
because maybe there was
figure out how to save people and do stuff and things like that.
If they could do a thing, this is kind of like an easy thing where it's like on the same night that happened, maybe there was somebody somewhere else also.
I would love. Here's what I want. Make it a prequel, but not really a prequel, where the end of the Choctaw movie ends with
the beginning
at the house. Trying to being turned away.
Yeah.
When the vampire's inside, and that's how Sinner starts.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
So you get them chasing Remick,
Yeah.
like trying to capture him
Yeah.
and chase him and finding out that he's there and trying to like go. That would be very cool.
Yeah.
I think that would be a cool, like, set in the same universe, but it was happening before Remick turned the two and then caused the events of
Fuck yeah.
Sinners.
I like it.
Would be a cool concept. I think that would be a very fun one. Where, like, the last thing is that maybe on the next day they hear about the massacre that happened. And they're like, oh, fuck.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they, after that last battle that happens with the clan members and everything, like when everyone's already dead, they show up
Yeah.
and maybe there's something left behind
Right.
from Remick or something like that. That's like the proof that they're gone, that he's gone at least.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think it'd be very cool.
I would love to see how they could tie them into each other.
There's a lot of interesting stuff that you could play with that universe, because there's some fun and interesting story beats
Oh, yeah.
that can be played with, because he's an Irish vampire.
Literally.
Come on,
Context?
like I would love that, like a Nosferatu vibe of him coming from where he was to here to then, like, the results of what happened in Sinners would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a great film, absolutely stunning. It was released April 18th, 2025. So just last year.
Mm-hmm.
Around roughly
This time.
this time. It is rated R horror action.
Mm-hmm.
The director is Ryan Coogler. I have the budget
Mm-hmm.
was between 90 and 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have for box office and such information?
Bings. Yeah, so in the box office, it didn't do too shabby. It got, worldwide, it grossed 370 million.
Yeah.
So, not too shabby.
Yeah.
It is a pretty long movie, as you could tell with our...
Yes.
Well, I mean, you could have skipped through that, I don't know. But,
The summary was long, and that's with me doing some editing.
but it is a 2 hour and 18 minute runtime.
Yeah.
And then lovely, lovely Rotten Tomatoes score of 97.
Deserved.
Absolutely.
Like,
Through and through.
deserved. 100%.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, without question. That was... There are so many points in this movie that are... They're just kind of... I can say this as a person who got to watch it in the movie theater.
Oh, yeah.
Like, seeing it in the theaters truly is one of the best ways to watch this movie.
Mm.
Like, the impact of some of these scenes is fucking insane.
Right. Especially if it's big and in your face.
Dude.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Watch movies the way they were meant to be watched.
Yeah, yeah.
On the big screen.
It's always fun doing it like that, you know.
Yeah. They say it's a dying hobby, but I'm like...
I'm sorry.
If they have one person doing this hobby, it is me.
It's like, hi, I'm sorry, but I strive to be like my friend at work, who every weekend is just like seeing movies nonstop.
Sick.
Like the whole day.
The whole day?
Yeah. He literally...
So he's rewatching movies. Because movies don't come out
He literally
like that.
will go and like watch a movie, go eat something, then go watch a movie, then go do something.
Oh, shit. Oh, you did tell me about this.
Yeah, he literally does that. That's what he does on the weekends.
Oh, just on the weekend? Even if he's seen it already?
I don't know if he's, but you also have to remember that they do, depending on the theaters, there will be new stuff, but they also
We'll play old stuff.
play old things.
That's true.
So
That's
yeah.
true. Dang, you're right. I gotta find those theaters.
most of the movies that have come out right now, I almost guarantee you he's seen or is about to go see.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
And he watches everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably not a movie
Yeah, probably.
that he hasn't. Oh, my God. Damn.
It's
Um.
how I know. because I asked him about the newer Mummy film, and he
Oh,
was
yeah.
actually like, it's actually really good. So I was like, damn.
As somebody who watches a lot of movies, that would be the person to trust
Oh, yeah.
on if it were good or
Because he
not.
watches all
Oh,
kinds of movies.
Yeah.
So.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Movie buff.
Yeah.
Through and through. I'm gonna bring the mood down a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Because the death count in this movie is high.
That count is high.
It's
There was a
so
lot
high.
of people who died.
All right, guess. Guess the ballpark.
I don't know, like 125 to 150?
So close, girl. It was 134.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
134.
was like, 125 sounds good, but like.
Yeah, that's great.
Maybe not. I'm gonna.
There's a few off,
give
yeah.
myself a range a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. That's a lot of people.
A lot of people. Including our main cast here.
Including 90% of our main cast.
Yes.
Because yes, even if you're a vampire, you're still dead.
You're still dead. The only survivor,
Literally.
Mr. Miles Caton as Sammy. Everyone else on this list is dead. We've got Michael B. Jordan, who played Mr. Smoke and Stack. Miss Haley Steinfeld as Mary. Wunmi Musako as Annie. Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim. We've got Jamie Lawson as Perline. Lee Jun Lee as Grace. And then the last one I put was Remick as Jake O'Connell. This cast list is long, but
It's very thick, yeah.
very good.
And that's not the only thing that's thick that's here.
Us. Ew. Pew, 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 pew. That too.
Because they are thick.
Gotta love it.
Well, it helps when you have an Oscar-winning
Oh, I'm sure. So this info is all over the internet.
that was filmed in IMAX.
Yeah.
Which is a very specific filming procedure.
Okay.
I recently shouted out to Adam Savage. Love you, fabulous, wonderful person on the internet. I follow him I'm subscribed to his YouTube channel. And he recently just literally did videos talking about how they do IMAX movies.
Oh, so you have all this info.
So maybe not like the specifics. I have more specific to like this movie,
Right.
but I got to like see like
Cool.
kind of the craziness of like to think about how long this movie is and then to know the plates that they use
Oh,
to carry the
God.
film, because it's film,
Damn.
are possibly as tall as their big circle, and depending, they could be as tall as that door that hold the film.
Damn.
Yeah, and that might be like a 2 hour. Yeah, it's fucking wild. It's I'll have to send you these so that you can see them yourself.
Yeah.
Because they've got a whole thing on like a whole system, and directors will come in there and like,
Jeez.
see bits and do stuff. So I almost guarantee you they went through a similar thing doing their stuff. It's wild. The complexity of IMAX.
I didn't even know it was that
It's
complex.
Um,
I thought all film nowadays was just point and shoot.
no, it really depends. If it's an IMAX film, they are way more specific.
Yeah.
There even, I forgot what the movie was, but there was a more recent film, and I don't know if it was this one. Probably, I don't think it was this one, but I know that like sometimes they'll have certain filming processes that are very specific and viewing processes that are very specific to IMAX. Like if you like, it's the way you're supposed to watch this movie.
Oh.
I forgot what movie it was. There was a movie recently. One of the podcasts I listened to was talking about it, and they mentioned a movie that was made like recently. I just can't remember the name of it, but specifically it was meant to be seen in the IMAX theater at Universal City Walk.
There
Like,
specifically.
that's the theater that they
Very
used as-
cool.
Like, the directors went there and did their stuff on that
Oh,
specific one.
wow.
So they were that's the theater that the film was meant to be seen on.
That's cool.
That's the theater that you would go to that theater specifically to watch that movie.
That
It's
one.
like the way the movie's supposed to be seen,
Damn.
which is crazy. The idea that
So
like, a
specific,
director
right?
can be like, well, if you want to see this movie, the best way to see it is going to this specific theater
Right.
in this specific location
You're right.
to see it the way that like it was created
That's wild.
off, which is wild. But to get into my chunkin' notes, this movie, like I've said, taking a big bite out of the Oscar nominations with a record-breaking 16 Oscar nominations.
Damn.
16. Ryan Coogler and Warner Bros. Horror drama Sinners. Among them recognized the film's, count it, 1,013 visual effect shots.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Over 1,013 visual effects shots in this movie.
Jesus.
Yup. Overseeing the contributions of this are Storm Studios, Rising Sun Pictures, ILM, of course they would be there, Base FX, Light FX, Outpost FX, TFX,
Jeez.
Barraboom Studios, and an in-house team of 6 artists were the visual effects supervisor and producer duo of Michael Ralla and James Alexander. A fuck ton of people had their hands in this.
Yeah.
Like a shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to give a little detail about the vampires. That's very cool. It's just a little snippet. So, rather than turning to cinematic precedents, Fontaine and director Ryan Coogler sought inspiration in the natural world. They really wanted a natural start. They weren't looking for any other vampire films or even other horror films. So they were looking at predatory animals.
Right.
So that research led them to the eerie reflective eyes of nocturnal creatures,
Yeah.
particularly the phenomenon known as tapetum lucidum. We see it in the shimmering glow that appears when light hits an animal's eye in the dark.
Right.
So, they were looking at the shimmering eyes of nocturnal animals and recreated that in the vampires. They also explored the functional anatomy of predators, where they designed their vampire teeth because they designed backward hooked fangs
Oh.
meant to latch on
Yeah.
to prey.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a picture of it and you can see it's literally
Curved.
hook-shaped,
Wow.
which is fascinating. Perhaps the most striking result of this process is, of course, the vampire eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The contact lenses were a soft lens that the luminous and unmistakably inhuman looking.
Yeah.
So, astonishing, these effects were largely achieved in camera. So, the contact lenses themselves, like I said, they are soft lenses that the actors can wear.
Mm-hmm.
They actually reflect light and create this shimmering, glowing effect. And they color shift.
Mm-hmm.
They can go from a greenish blue, then hit a light and turn greenish yellow, and then hit another light and almost have an orangey tinge,
Ooh.
like rust
Right.
on the edge. So all of the eye stuff
I'm
you
sure
are
it was
seeing
very lighting heavy.
are practical effects.
That's really cool.
The eyes, when you see in the movie that the eyes are glowing,
That's real.
That is real. Those are contact lenses.
That's so cool.
That I want. Hi. I would like a pair of those contact lenses.
Cool as fuck. Let's do a photo shoot.
They look normal, but you hit them with light in just the right way, and they fucking glow, and they color shift and change.
That's wild. That's so crazy.
Holy shit. And now I want to watch it and be like, how is that real? Because in the movie, it definitely is like...
Oh, an effect.
Like it's like an effect.
Yeah.
But those are real fucking
That's
practical
really
effects
cool. That's
to
really
make
cool.
their eyes look like that, which is fascinating. The technology that is in special effects is
I know,
just
right?
some of the most amazing things in the universe.
Mm-hmm. It's very much...
Crazy.
I love...
Y'all made fucking reflective contact lenses. We literally just talked about, when we did our Lost Boys episode, about the fact that the contact lenses that they had were fucking thick.
Yeah.
And literally the scene in the movie where
Yep.
you see him cry
Yep.
is not because of the scene.
It's because
the contact lenses literally bothered his eyes. And now in this new vampire movie, they've got fucking contact lenses that reflect
glow.
light.
They glow. Here's the thing. It's just... okay. Just the theater world in general is so cool. Just...
It is.
Because it's very much, we're going to create this world. We're going to create this very impossible situation. Let's figure out how to do that. And it's never going to be the same every time.
No.
You're always going to find a different way to figure it out. And I love that.
And just like, it's also just it's such a different take on vampires.
Right?
And it's weird because if you know us,
Yup.
we like vampires.
Yup.
We've talked about them a lot.
I love them.
We've talked about our first fucking episode of This Is About Vampires.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about vampires so many times on this podcast. It's crazy.
Yep.
And
So...
we're still having to find new ways to talk about
vampires. Yeah, because, spoiler alert, if you don't already know the lore for vampires, I'm not going to talk about it again in this because I've already talked about it three other times. So...
Nosferatu, Last Voyage of the Demeter,
and Bram Stoker Dracula. Yeah, so I'm done with that, and I don't even have a lot of notes today, so...
But we're able...
I'm sitting back for this one.
This is definitely a me-heavy episode because of...
I'm fine with that. Well, there are so many amazing effects that I didn't even know that they were doing. So, please,
Oh, yeah.
spill the knowledge.
Because it leads in with one of the biggest things that this movie definitely won some shit on, which is the twinning effect.
I was about to say the smoke and stack.
The twinning effect, which is some of the craziest shit.
No,
in the
literally.
universe.
They went, watch, you want to see us pass the cigarette back and forth 3 times? We're not going to do it once. We're going to do it 3 times to show you how cool we are.
We're going to make them hug.
We're going to make them hug. Not the shitty, like, from the back and then the other side. No.
And we're going to make them fight each other later.
Yup.
Like, okay. Cool.
Oh, my God.
Also, this movie just proves, which also makes me giggle, because of the later end part of this movie with him, it's like the 90s or whatever the hell. Like
Right.
It's then, and Michael B. Jordan is there. I'm just like, look, are you just is this just an origin story? You're just telling me that Michael B. Jordan is an immortal?
Is immortal vampire, yeah.
Like, just Michael B. Jordan by himself. Like,
Right.
just himself is a immortal vampiric creature, is what you're telling me.
Cool.
I'm like, this is just an origin story. He used to have a twin, now I don't.
Oh.
And
just-
how would we know?
He just aged. He just aged out. Fuck. I've never seen him in the same room.
Oh, so funny.
Oh my God.
But yeah, the big boy one is, yes, the twinning effect could not be accomplished simply through a face swap,
Right.
because Sinners was
Because I was going to
shot
say.
on IMAX.
fuck?
Because it was shot on IMAX.
So how the hell did they do this shit?
They literally...
Because it's literally what I was thinking they did. I was like,
the
oh,
face
they just
swap.
did the face swap.
No, because it was on IMAX, they could not do face swap.
Okay, so?
So, essentially, Rala, one of the our special effects guys, he was talking about the fact that he remembered attending a test screening with Autumn Durable Arkpaw, cinematographer at the IMAX headquarters. When they looked specifically at the 50 perf 65 millimeter IMAX footage projected on the screen, it immediately became clear that nothing that they had until that point was going to be good enough for the level of fidelity, because you saw every pore.
Oh, fuck.
IMAX is some high fidelity work. So, the split screen technique has the highest fidelity, but there had to be physical interactions between...
That's what I was saying. I was like, how would they do split, though, if they're interacting?
There was also the matter of not interrupting the on-set momentum of Ryan Coogler. So, they thought, would it be cool if they had something that Michael could strap on, like a backpack, and it capture him in 360 degrees from every possible angle, but still allow him to move around and deliver the performance as he does.
So you're telling me that man wore a backpack the whole time?
Turns out they have something. The Halo rig.
Oh, no.
The Halo rig consists of 12 cameras positioned around Jordan's head with a firmware modified to shoot in LOG.
What the fuck?
So, the Halo rig is a carbon fiber ring, so it was surprisingly lightweight. And the fact that it's shoulder worn distributes the weight in a way that it didn't make a big difference to Michael. Switching between smoke and stack was trickier for Michael than putting on the Halo rig. The Halo rig was strictly used for shots with lots of physical interactions between the twins, including a long, drawn-out fight between them at the end.
Jeez.
The Technodolly came into play whenever they could use a split-screen approach to show both twins in frame at the same time, but is a highly mobile, adaptable system that lets you replicate camera moves and stitch the plates together with identical motion. So he basically wore on his shoulders 12 cameras around his head. They did have, even when I was looking up the stuff for this, they showed images of him wearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'd be not a stunt double because it's literally his face, but they would have someone in the other brother's outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So while he's in one, he could have it on him. He would switch. So he was doing both scenes as the brother with the rigs on to capture his face, his movements, his everything. So it really is him in both scenes.
Yeah.
Fully.
That's crazy.
It's crazy to look at because he's just wearing 12 cameras around him.
I couldn't. Staying in character.
With 12 cameras capturing all of your movement every time you... And he only wore it, like they said, he only wore it when it was scenes...
Where they had to blend. Yeah.
And it's fascinating.
Yeah. You cannot tell. No. At all.
And that was the only way that they were going to be able to do this in IMAX. Because, again, the face swap wasn't going to be possible because you could just see everything.
Yeah. Shit.
Like, without the Halo rig, this movie would not visually feel the way that it does.
That's so crazy.
Which is absolutely insane. So, continuing on this little chaos crate. So, Extensive reference materials, such as on-lens aberrations, were provided to the visual effects company. So, ILM, Storm VFX, and Rising Sun Pictures were brought in early during pre-production and had dialogues with basically Raleigh and everyone had a conversation. Being like, what do you need? What do you want? Basically, he said that on the list of things of what he would normally collect in terms of data, gave them an extensive list to the point that the Wranglers got frustrated because it was so much work and data to sort through. So, the lens aberrations are something that they had been studying and putting a lot of focus on since he had done Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, wow.
So
That was so long ago.
For real. So the motivations for that was Autumn telling him back then, whenever something comes out of the visual effects pipeline, it doesn't look like it was shot with their lenses. Because they all have their own specific lenses. So, and they didn't understand what Autumn meant when she said it. Well, they started to study her lenses, and it was interesting because she actually couldn't necessarily put a finger on what it was that defined her lenses, but she would immediately react to things that didn't have those characteristics. So even if there's no physical warping or adaptation to aberrations to the lens, there's some sort of a visual feel that your lens can give off that can be like, that's mine, that is not mine.
That's so weird.
And us with cameras who look through cameras can tell that very quickly.
Even if you can't like place your finger on what it is.
Exactly. So there were 3 things that they figured out they had to understand to make her happy for filming. It was understanding the aberrations and lens characteristics and finding a terminology to describe what they were seeing on the screen. Because again,
I'm like, how are you not gonna know? And then
like, there's this subtle shift here.
Yep.
And that needs a name so that we can place it. So then they needed a way to quantify and analyze that per lens.
Oh God.
All
Oh God.
the lenses were different. So they also had to provide artists with the tools to replicate those aberrations.
You know, when you're sitting there watching a movie,
You don't realize how much shit goes into a movie to make a movie.
and I mean like the tiny, most minuscule
This
things
is
that
literally
go
just about
into
the minor aberrations
of a lens.
And every lens used in that movie
Like,
needing to be able to be reflected somehow on the IMAX in order for it to feel like it was actually shot through her lenses.
see what I mean? That's just why I love this shit.
It's, again, it's just
always
the
niche.
simple complexity that goes into filming.
Yeah. Because it's never going to be the same.
We're going to eventually be hitting 100 episodes.
Oh, shit, yeah.
And that's almost 100 movies.
Yeah.
And we're still learning about just these crazy,
Right? Yeah.
minute,
Details and elements.
small, tiny things that even, like, the things on the lenses is enough to change the way that the movie feels.
No, literally.
And if it was there one scene and not there the next, you would notice it.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy
Yes.
how small of a thing.
And then having to adjust each scene
Even when we talked about Sleepy Hollow and them doing the scene with the horse coming out of the tree.
Yeah.
And them having to do the leaves and the mist like moving out of the way just right in order for it to look, because that was a CG scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Small things that your brain doesn't register it when you're watching the movie, but if it wasn't there, it would feel weird.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I know, because that's just, you know, all these people who are working on these films are paying that much attention to every single detail.
And it's also the attention to detail like this is also beautiful because it's a bunch of really fucking creative ass people doing shit that honestly I would love to do.
Right?
Or at least, even if I wasn't doing it myself, just I want to see it happen.
Just be a watcher on the sidelines.
Like, it's crazy. Just the small turn of a camera is enough to, like, alter a scene completely.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, complicating matters was that the majority of the visual effects artists had never worked with film before. In particular, 65 millimeter.
Oh.
So they were all very digital.
Mm-hmm.
So that posed another interesting challenge. They talked extensively to Nick Marshall, visual effects supervisor for ILM, and Guido Walter, visual effects supervisor of Rising Sun Pictures. Basically, the lenses. They gave the lens seminar again, like they did on their Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. 90 minutes on Zoom to show them what Raleigh was looking for, what they needed, how Autumn shot things, and why this matters to her. Then those guys had to train their compositors on how to work with film because they had never touched celluloid.
Oh, God. Why are we getting people who've never touched this before?
Well, you also have to think, film is such a very specific thing that most people went digital a long time ago.
Also,
But IMAX is also so specific, and that is a film thing.
I guess that was a stupid question because I literally was just like, it's always going to be different. It's never going to be the same.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And technically, you just gave them a new skill.
Exactly.
You gave a whole bunch of people a new skill.
That's what I was going to say. Constantly learning something new.
Yes. And then distributing people were going, what is this? Where are these scratches coming from?
Oh.
Why does one frame pop? Basically, they had to come back to what is film.
Oh, no.
And apply that to all of the CG stuff. It gets tricky because this film has, like I said, 1,013 VFX shots. Filmed on IMAX.
Yeah.
Which is more than 50% of the runtime for Sinners.
Jeebus.
50%.
Oh my God.
More than 50%.
Is a special.
And this is a how long movie?
2 hours and 18 minutes.
Yeah. So more than half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking insane.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
So basically a whole movie in and of itself.
So, here's what's even crazier. The original plan was 180 visual shots effects. It was raised to the 1,013.
Yeah.
It was originally 180.
I guess they didn't realize.
Because they were... So, the original plan was 180 was using Louisiana. Which does not have any cotton fields. To stand in for Mississippi. Because...
Yep.
Because they don't have any cotton fields anymore. So, for Ryan, you could already tell by how the script was written that they had to be within that environment. That's just like the time period they were placed in. There had to be an ocean of white plants all the way to the horizon.
Yeah.
Also, Ryan was fascinated by the fact that it's the flattest place on Earth and that the horizon keeps going. Which
forever.
isn't the case in Louisiana.
Oh.
Because you always see some obstacles. So, Ryan is a filmmaker who comes from the Marvel world.
Oh.
He's used to solving any problem that comes up with visual effects.
There you go.
So, the film isn't any kind of spectacle. Anything they put in is story-driven. So everything in the movie is story-driven.
Yeah.
So, Ryan is receptive to test screenings, and they had several of them. They were always part of the audience and would get a full write-up on the back end. He would ask, in that first half prior to the vampires showing up, what can we do to hint that something in the world was off? That's where the birds come in.
The birds.
Michael Shaver made the suggestion, and they looked into the mythology and what it means when you have 2 or 3 birds circling above.
Oh.
2 birds means an impending death, and 3 means someone has died.
Oh.
Fascinating. Did not know that.
Right. Didn't either.
So that's what they were using for the birds. So anything that they would ever do in this regarding the use of the visual effects would at least create some sort of photographic reference. Even if something that basic sometimes would mean they would only keep the camera move itself. They would always shoot something with the intent to have a human element, even if the shot was otherwise completely digital. So even with the camera, they would still try to have like a movement or something.
Right.
Even they still wanted to have a human hand in it, even if it was ended up being something digital.
Right.
A physical something. So there are more full CG shots in the film than you would think. Like the train station. So Raleigh remembers asking Donnie Dean, special effects supervisor, can they have a smoke dolly that goes on real train tracks? It would basically look like a mini train and blow steam and smoke into the crowd. Then those guys get creative. They are the MacGyvers of the business. For the fire tornado,
Oh, God, yeah.
of Remick, Donnie and his team engineered for a long time to get the proper turbulence. What that ended up being was high-end references because it's a full CG recreation.
Oh.
So that whole thing is crazy. So, getting into one of my favorite scenes, which is the surreal musical montage.
I knew it.
Shot in IMAX, of course, as a single 3.5 minute take.
Yup.
A single.
Yup.
3.5
Yes.
minute take.
One take wonder.
3.5 minutes.
I love a one shot.
So, a lot of heavy lifting happened during prep, with a camera path designed by the cinematographer, detailed previs from Baraboom, and extensive blocking rehearsals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was intense, but incredibly rewarding. Alexander mentioned, but they only had 75 seconds in the magazines, which had to be spooled down to 50% because the IMAX MSM camera was mounted on a Steadicam and was too heavy.
Oh.
So that meant they had to introduce stitch points and move from one segment to the next in order to achieve a continuous fluid oneer.
Yeah. Wow.
So
So it was still technically a oneer, but
the camera they used that was so heavy, and they only had so much that they would stitch it and be able to make it seamless.
Yeah.
As a one
Take, yeah.
shot.
Very cool.
That whole scene.
That's wild.
Is a
one. Oh.
And I don't think any of us
caught that. I feel like when I first watched it, I did, but I don't remember.
You were more wrapped up in the moment.
Yeah.
Which is probably because of the fact that it was a oneer.
Yeah.
No cuts.
Yeah.
So you were fully.
You were just in it.
From the moment.
Yeah.
That it began,
yeah.
Which is.
If there's any time to do a oneer, it's there.
And it's, again, it's a beautiful scene.
Oh my goodness.
Because at the very, very, very beginning of the movie, you get this, like, little introduction of people. You get a little story about how there are certain people in the world who have this unimaginable draw about them when it comes to music and their capabilities with music. And there's folklore in many cultures that have a person or a being associated and named because they have this capability. And their whole thing is their ability to, it's as if they're calling people from the past and the future around them. And you see it in this. You see ancient tribal people, but you also see, like, Jimi Hendrix vibes. Like,
Yeah.
you're seeing, like, people with guitars, but also ancient, like, tribal African dancers. Like, you get, it's like,
And then you get the
confluence of
today's
power.
shaking ass.
You get, like, a confluence of power, like a reference of all of these specific kind of people that are all like Sammy in that moment.
I do want to say that there's a lot in the music and dance world that, you know, in college, you just learn a lot about it because it's a class. Like, yeah, you're taking dance, but it's college. You're also going to learn about where those things came from.
Yes.
And so much of it is rooted in Black history and Black culture. And it's like, nobody knows that. Nobody fucking knows that. And they should.
Literally, blues is its whole thing.
Yeah.
But most people don't realize.
Huh?
Something crazy. Techno music
Oh.
has its origins in Black music.
Tap dancing as
From
well.
the blues.
That's so cool.
From the blues.
Yeah.
Techno music.
That's really cool.
Your electronic music.
Mm-hmm.
Its origins are in the blues.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And from Black culture.
Yeah.
You would never go
See what I mean? I didn't know that.
from one to the other.
And we should.
And the blues are such a strong aspect of Black culture.
Oh, yeah. It's where tap dancing came from.
Yeah.
Like, it's where so much dancing. Like, oh, goodness.
There's so many bits and pieces.
Yeah. Which
of
came
things.
from because Black people weren't allowed to dance or make music.
Yeah.
And so they found different ways to come up with beats and rhythms that.
But that in itself became a spectacle
Mm-hmm.
in white communities because it was good.
It was good. Yeah.
And you're not going to deny something good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, if they can do
But
it
obviously it was.
and I enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
well, you know, I deserve to hear it.
That pretty much. That's the thinking.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
It sucks that it was like that, but also gave them the ability to let it grow at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, use the unfortunate moment to be like, well, I get to further build on what I'm doing. Is it for people who don't deserve it? Yeah. But became the birth of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Whew.
And there's so much more. Oh,
So much. So much
alrighty.
more.
So, the film's final battle
Yes.
with the vampires in the bayou features the most ostentatious use of supporting VFX. So, this was achieved in close collaboration with the special effects, makeup, and stunts under the umbrella of Coogler's direction and Derland Archipaw's cinematography. They developed a nat chart for the beats, and the SFX makeup supervisor Mike Fontaine designed 5 different stages of death and burning that were applied to Jack O'Connell, who plays the head vampire Remick. So, the moment of the sun cresting over the horizon
Mm-hmm.
at the pivotal point, created with 4 CG shots, was equally crucial. The whole film plays out over the course of 24 hours, and the movement of the sun as a ticking clock is a big part of the story itself.
Yeah.
They were filming in the very early hours of the morning in the bayou and were exhausted. That moment when the sun comes up is a very small window.
Mm.
They got some fantastic shots, but they didn't capture the actual sunrise itself.
Oh?
That moment was ultimately created using panoramas of the entire environment that had been captured earlier as VFX reference, which meant that they were able to create the moment using real world information.
Very cool.
Their partners at Storm VFX in Oslo built very sophisticated water simulation programs, allowing them to use realistic recreations of the bayou water and accurately place the sun, creating those shots entirely.
Very cool. Wow. Didn't even get the shot, and they said, well, we got the shot anyway.
We got the shot on an earlier time, and then it's going to be made and copieced together so that all of it can work together seamlessly.
Yeah. That's very, very, very much trust the process.
Yeah. And continuing for the scene with the sunrise and the annihilation of the vampires, director Ryan Coogler submerged the cast and crew in a Louisiana lake.
Oh!
Yeah. There was no room for error.
Oh my god. The cast and crew.
Michael Fontaine, the prosthetic makeup designer who spent weeks planning, sculpting, and molding castings. To pull that sequence off, Fontaine built a fiberglass plate that went on Remek's head with magnets attached to it so that a fake guitar resonator could snap into it. Yeah. They had this plate.
They're actually trying to kill him.
It's hidden by prosthetics
Mm.
and wigs, so it looks like it's just his head.
Fuck! But there's like a
whole
piece of...
structure underneath
so that it doesn't hurt. Kind of like a helmet.
There's a whole makeup structure underneath. And then there's tubes that pump smoke and blood out of it. Additionally, O'Connell had to wear long fake fingers, so he couldn't use his hands all day.
Oh my god.
Massive dentures also covered his face and to complete the look. He wore special contact lenses. Elsewhere, his injured man look with burns and blood sores when he first appears took 6 hours to apply.
Wow.
So the first time you see him in the movie, all of those burns
all the
and
burn,
sores took 6 hours.
Damn.
6 hours.
Jeez.
And if the burning sequence wasn't any crazier, it tested the technical limits. The climactic guitar smash demanded creative audacity. When Sammy smashes the guitar over Remek's head, it's scripted that half of his face rips off.
Oh my god.
So, and then Ryan said, what if it reveals that his molars are actually fangs? As if they've been fangs all along, but his cheeks were hiding it. So in the scene where you see that part of his face is ripped,
Yeah.
that all back in the back half of his mouth, technically throughout the whole film,
It's
it's
been there.
always looked like that.
Oh shit.
But his cheek skin was hiding all of these sharp fanged teeth, while the front just looked like a regular
Normal.
teeth.
Yeah.
Before that moment where it all became the more vampiric, almost demonic looking visual.
That's wild.
That insight reshaped Fontaine's understanding of the character. They realized that Jack's actual face is the mask that Jack is always hiding behind. So, he's always putting on a front. Remek is the real face of the mask. The resulting effect requires a staggering combination of prosthetics, dentures, fiberglass plates, magnets, blood rigs, and smoke tubes.
Jeez.
There were several silicone prosthetics.
So just
that
all the
overlapped.
things going on his face.
Oh, yeah. There was a fiberglass plate on his head with magnets that the metal guitar resonator could come on and off from. He even had tubes with smoke and blood coming up the back so that it looked like the silver was melting into his head and bleeding out.
Oh.
Yeah. It's crazy ass shit.
I need to rewatch this for the fourth time.
And, again, the film's most harrowing sequence exemplified this hybrid approach. So, the process of shooting Remek's immolation at sunrise involves setting up a filming location in the swamp of Louisiana during a fleeting natural sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
The scene required extraordinary coordination. It's kind of wild when you think about it, because there are IMAX cameras on massive cranes.
On massive cranes?
Massive cranes.
Jeez.
And all of them, the people, are in a tank of water next to the real river.
Oh.
And there are alligators swimming just a few feet away from it. So they're in a tank of water next to the river with giant IMAX cameras on cranes.
Oh my god.
Around them.
Oh. I need to see a picture of this. See what I mean? Okay, because... Alright, and I'm going to do a shameless self-plug here. There's a little project I've been working on with a friend, and he's a filmmaker. Mm-hmm. And oh my god, I wish we had the behind the scenes of the behind the scenes. Like, I just, because there's the behind the scenes, but then there's the, okay, what did it actually take to get this shot? And the amount of people that are just on the floor holding something in the right spot, or just the chaos that's going on just
to get the right shot.
Just behind the camera to get the right shot.
Oh yeah.
So insane. And it's just so fun. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wish.
Oh,
I need a behind the scenes of this.
And then, kind of touching into a fast forward of the film towards the end, for the film scene where we see Michael B. Jordan stack in the 1990s.
Mm.
He's a vampire kitted out with the latest in hip-hop fashion.
Yep.
Fontaine created a 14-karat grill for him.
Period.
His gold grills turned into a point, as if the fangs had the ability to almost bend the gold in his mouth.
Oh.
Yep. The bite mark on his neck required Jordan to spend 2 hours every day of putting this very elaborate prosthetic on. At one point, it had tubes that ran up inside of it so that it could pump blood out for the camera. So the scene when he first initially that he's got tubes and shit running up his back while he's on the floor there.
Michael B. Jordan went through a lot of shit for this film.
In total, Sinners used 287 silicone prosthetic pieces, 26 sets of custom fangs and gold grills, and 3 custom contact lenses.
Oh my god.
287 silicone prosthetic pieces.
Yeah.
26 sets of teeth.
That's a lot.
Including the gold grills and 30 custom contact lenses. Holy shit.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff. And that's just scratching this. That's literally just for a little bit of the makeup pieces.
Yeah. It's only once it hits sunset that all of that so much of it is there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because the prosthetic materials were flammable, the production couldn't safely set actor on fire.
No.
Jack O'Connell on fire. Instead, Fontaine's team created multiple prosthetic versions of the character, along with a specialized fireproof suit worn by a stunt performer. So Remek Burning is really Jack O'Connell, a double, a stunt double, real fire, and CG fire prosthetic suit.
That's so much. That's so much all at once.
It's all these elements, and Michael brought them together. Despite the complexity, Fontaine emphasized that nearly everything seen on screen was physically built. All the designs and all the elements you see were actually there. They're all things that they built for real in the shop with the real sunrise in Louisiana.
That's so crazy. Imagine missing that and having to have the whole setup all over again because you missed it.
Wild.
No, because, okay,
Yeah.
I've literally gone to go see things
My
specifically
notes
at sunrise. No, that was so many, but it was good. I loved hearing all about it. But seriously, like the amount of things I've tried to go see at sunrise or sunset, but if you don't time that shit perfectly, you're not getting it. You're done. So having to set up an entire production, something that probably costs thousands and thousands of dollars to set up for one day,
Oh yeah.
imagine missing it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
imagine missing that shot. Hell no. I would have said, we got it, and I would fix it later.
Which is why they did it was almost sunrise, and then we just had a different sunrise we already had.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, yes, understandable.
Oh, with all this other stuff? Yes,
But-
I understand.
Yeah, that's my lovely, lovely thick ass notes.
Of special effects and
Special
behind the
effects.
scenes.
Galore, man.
Love it, love it.
Crazy.
Yeah. I definitely don't have all of that because like I said before, you can only talk about vampires so much.
Yeah. Definitely if we do any more vampire movies, you're gonna have to get way more nitpicky about like, well, what's a subtle detail that's expressed in this film? What is this something to talk about?
Okay, well guess what? I found like 2 different points I could have talked about in this one.
Yeah.
One of them would have gotten a little bit more political.
That one would have gotten way more political.
So
This would have been a 3-hour episode.
yeah, so for right now, I might save that for a different movie at a different time.
Because we've done it a couple of times.
We've already done it a couple of times. I'm willing to do it again. I'm willing to do it again, babe.
I've already
Give me a
very
reason.
recently had to cut down like a 2.5 hour episode.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We were there a minute.
Because somehow the substance just did that to us.
It just,
Like,
yeah, we just had a lot to say about this.
and that
about the
wasn't
substance.
even racial.
No,
That was just sexist.
that was just sexist and about body stuff. So imagine if we got onto the topic of this.
and we did a bit of that when we did Candyman.
Yeah, Candyman, I was just going to say.
So, God forbid we talk about it in this movie because this movie definitely has the references.
Not God forbid, we always need to talk about it, always support, always never stay silent.
But for editing
Speak up.
Amber,
But for editing Amber, we're gonna save it for the next episode that has these themes.
yes.
Um,
And definitely there are things that pop up in culture everywhere.
Yes.
All the time.
But for this episode, I'm just gonna talk about the very first thing that is mentioned in this
Yes.
movie because it is what the entire movie is based off of, and
Who Sammy is.
and who Sammy is. No, I'm not talking about the vampires. I'm talking about the other natural or supernatural
Other supernatural
aspect of this
creature
movie or being. Yeah.
What is he?
What is he? We don't really know.
You know, like, it's crazy.
See, the movie describes him as in Ireland, it would be something called a Fili. In the Choctaw tradition, they're called firekeepers, and then I think it was East Africa.
It was definitely I can't remember where it was. It was either West Africa or East Africa. It was in Africa.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was East. But in Africa, they're called griots. In the movie, they say that they're more music oriented.
Yes.
That these are musicians who use song in order to like
heal,
protect, drop the veil between like life and death or whatever.
They have a higher connection to like the other side.
Yeah, and I totally understand where they pull this in like inspiration from. I understand how they turned it into that because it is very close to the real thing.
And the reference of like in that one of the last things that's kind of stated in the little scene at the beginning of this movie is like, but it also draws in other forces.
Other thing, yeah.
Because there's like an allure.
Yeah.
To them.
Mhm.
Almost makes me think of like sirens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
That'd
have
make
a
a little
lure.
more sense.
There's
Yeah.
something about them
Yeah.
that lures people to them, whether it is for good or for bad.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a natural draw.
Right.
that
I
this
will
person
say
has.
it's interesting because they said that it's the Feelies, it's the Firekeepers, it's the Griots. All of these are musicians. None of them are musicians.
Well, it's more so not necessarily musicians, but just like this specific kind of creature that has these kinds of capabilities.
Yes. In the film,
Yeah.
that's definitely what they have. In real life, Feelies, Firekeepers, and Griots are literally just storytellers.
Which makes sense.
Exactly.
Musicians are storytellers.
Exactly.
It makes me think of like the original
yeah, just
like
without
bards.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
traditional bards.
Exactly. That's
Yes.
literally in Ireland.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Girl, you already know. Okay, so the Feely, they
That's
were
what a musician is.
in Ireland, they were highly respected poets. So I very much understand where they're getting like how they connected and
Like in
just
the Greek
tied it.
with the epics.
Yeah, yeah.
We're essentially in the same vibe.
So yeah, they were in ancient Ireland, and they basically preserved history, stories, the laws of the land, any legends for the ruling families.
That would be another very cool adaptation.
Right?
Because that's Irish.
Irish. It's
Remick
where Remick would
is
have come from.
from.
Yeah.
Is it that he kept chasing these people and they kept dying, or he kept killing them, and then he had to leave to go somewhere else to find an alternative version of it? Fucking crazy shit.
Yeah, but for the Feely, they would use their poetry to either praise or damage reputations.
Oh yeah.
So crazy stuff. Like the words of these people were held to the highest of.
They held weight.
Here's where you had it right on the money.
Like that,
yeah, the Feely replaced many of the Druids' cultural roles.
Yep.
Yeah, after Christianity spread in Ireland, it was divided into 7 ranks. The highest was the Olam, and it required 12 years of study in poetry, stories, and law.
Wow.
So they wore crimson feathered cloaks and carried staves as a symbol of like high
position.
status. Yeah. Over time, their poetry, became more personal, more lyrical. And then by the 13th century, the distinction between bards and the Feely kind of faded. So
Because
it does
It makes me think of like when we saw in like The Witcher.
Yeah.
And it's like or even when we play D&D, you can have a bard that like makes a song that is the story of your adventures.
Yeah.
Or a book or something to that effect. Like it's on those vibes.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna say that these people didn't perform or use music in their storytelling or how they did that.
That's how it was originally. It was kind of like a chant to music is the vibe.
Yeah, because in the movie, that's very much how it's very much like, the music is what it is, but it's no.
Because I remember seeing a video a long time ago talking about, like, classical, like, Nordic, like, bards and stuff like that. And it wasn't singing. It was, like, a chant to music.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see how eventually bards would transition to musical people. Because music is storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about, like, the Choctaw people. Definitely, like, drums and probably, like, little flutes and things.
Oh, yeah.
But as for the Firekeepers, as they say in the name, these were more so the elders of the Native American groups. And they also, they're storytellers. But it's the history of they preserved their own history through telling, these stories around their campfire, which is why it's like Firekeepers. Yeah. So they would tell their own histories, spiritual teachings, their cultural traditions, just all around what was their sacred fire. And they passed down like all these values and stories and just wisdom. And
so think about when we did our in college, I took a world mythology class, and we had a book that had all sorts of different like cultural stories, and it's the idea
I'm sure
of,
they
like,
had some of the Choctaw stories in there, which would be so cool to learn.
How like a story on how an earthquake or a thunderstorm was described, would be the same kind of concept.
Yeah. For griots, I actually learned about these in college, because it's the storytellers.
Yeah.
So it was very much we learn about this in theater history, and
Yeah, which would make sense.
so very cool. But West Africa, it is West Africa. Okay, so in West Africa, it's the griots. Again, very highly respected oral historians,
Oh, yeah.
storytellers, poets. Okay, I guess they were also musicians. So yeah, it makes perfect sense for this story then.
Yeah.
They would preserve history and the cultural traditions, word, music, and song. So how did I forget this? Oh my goodness.
Look,
Yeah.
even me, when we write notes,
You're so right.
Flow of shit,
And you're
like,
so
wait, what did I write?
Oh my god. No, it's the fact that I just said like we learned about these in college, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yes. It's just it's the memory.
It is. Oh my god. Okay, I took 3 different theater history classes.
Yeah.
Okay, 3.
Yeah.
We learned about a lot. So I'm sorry I forgot that they use music. I knew that they existed, and that they were storytellers.
Yeah.
So but it's really cool that they use songs. I really actually love that.
So it vibes
Perfectly. And that it honestly just makes me love it even more that they would think to include Firekeepers and the Feely with it, even though they might not have used music, but the griots did.
Because it also makes me think of there's a moment.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of how you see, I don't know, are these different people? They're just normal people.
Mm-hmm.
But the first group, which possibly is part of those origin groups, almost have like a mystical, magical format.
It's kind of like each one kind of did really make sense for
the overall
story in the movie.
Because there's the moment, and this is a very small one, but if you don't realize it's happening, it's there. Okay, so we talk about one of our favorite little nods, little moments in the movie is when they're in the car, and he asks him to play.
Yes. Oh my god.
He's playing the guitar, and at first his face is like normal, like yeah, that's music.
It's like okay, yeah, you're playing the guitar. Yeah.
And the look of shock that comes over his face of being like, oh my god, like
that's a singer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That is your first hint.
Mm-hmm.
When they get to the train station, there's an interesting moment where they first meet Delta Slim.
Yes.
And he's there playing music.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not really anyone around.
Mm-mm.
But the second Sammy starts playing his guitar, there's a massive crowd that forms.
Mm-hmm.
Massive. And he even draws the eye of Perline in that same moment.
Yeah.
So there's this subtle moment. There's subtle innuendos and sentiments in this film that really show that he has this mystical capability to him to draw people to him.
Mm.
Which totally explains later in the film when they say that he grew into becoming a famous blues musician.
Right.
Blues musician.
Mm-hmm.
Because he draws a crowd.
Yeah.
Just because of the pull he has. There's a part of him, fucking for vampires to come to you and be like, him.
Right.
He's gonna unlock something in
me. Yeah.
The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean?
What's that? Are we ever gonna know?
What about these people, whether it's the Feely or the Firekeepers,
mm-hmm.
What is it about them that these mystical creatures would seek them out to unlock something about themselves? Is fascinating.
Yeah.
Who knows how old Remick was?
You don't know.
Thousands of years old. Could have been thousands of years old.
He could have been around when these Olams and crimson feathered cloaks were around,
Yes.
carrying their staves.
And it's the idea of, like, he finds this one person. But the big thing is the fact that he wants to turn him so he can keep him.
Yeah.
To unlock. But, like...
What are you unlocking, bro?
Unlocking?
I don't know.
What is it? What do you mean? That there's something that he has that can help him figure something out about himself.
I know.
You're a vampire. You've been alive for possibly thousands of years. What the fuck can this kid?
Right.
This maybe between 16 to maybe 20-year-old kid
Yeah,
gonna do?
I'd say that.
What's he gonna do? To unlock your 1,000-year-old vampiric self. What the fuck is he doing?
You know, the music's just too strong.
I'm like, it's fascinating to learn about a cultural element that, like, there's so many questions.
I know.
And it's fascinating that these people exist and that this movie plays with the idea of, like, well, they have an almost unnatural allure to them. It's fascinating.
I know.
Fascinating.
I'm never gonna live down that I literally said I learned about griots and then I didn't know about griots.
Hey. But you know about griots.
I do now.
You know about
Even more.
griots.
I just needed a refresher.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do use instruments. Womp womp. That's on me. That's on my bad. That's oh well. Yeah. That's all I pretty much had.
Yeah. But
They
it's
all-
definitely fun
Yes.
to see all of this.
I like the little twist that they had. I liked how into the music they went into it
Yes.
for these different storytellers, because music is storytelling.
Yeah. music is
For- Sure. And now to piss y'all off,
storytelling.
because it pissed me off.
You have a 1-star.
Oh, do I? I honestly
For a
didn't even...
97%.
How are there even 1 stars?
But, like,
Good question.
everybody's got to bitch about something.
You already know.
Everybody got to bitch
I
about
don't even know if I want to give this guy the platform.
something. No.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad that we never say, like, who the person who wrote
Oh,
it was,
no,
'cause,
no,
like,
no,
you
no,
don't
no, no,
know
no.
it.
No, I'm not giving you the clout.
I'm not giving you the satisfaction of knowing that I read yours, but, like, if you're ever listening and you know it's yours, you can go fuck off.
And get roasted.
Get
You can stay for the roast.
roasted.
Okay.
So very rarely do we ever agree with a 1-star, but when it happens, it's rare.
If you agree with this one, we're going to have a talk.
Let's see.
Okay. 1 star.
This is about to be racist. As
Actually, it was technically 1.5, but I didn't care.
Guy's a dick, I'm assuming.
For the sake of a fair review,
Oof.
I'm going to ignore the film's same old tropes of whitey bad.
Oh no, I knew.
Oh!
I was literally all like, this is gonna be racist as fuck, isn't it?
I didn't even say anything. That this movie hammers home and instead focus on the movie itself.
You mean what you already said that you didn't have to put in this comment?
No, literally. You're racist, you can move on.
You're racist, just say you're racist, end of story. Point blank. Because guess what? Whitey bad.
Mm.
What about this movie makes you think Whitey not bad?
Right.
We are too, Whitey. We do our best to not bad.
Yeah.
But clearly you are the bad.
You are the bad. Because clearly you didn't watch this movie and go, this is what people might have gone through.
You literally heard a story from Slim in the car about his friend.
No, right?
And you're gonna be like, I'm not gonna be on Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god. Let me talk about the movie itself then.
Then just talk about the movie itself. You didn't need the extra part.
No, literally. It's still,
Cool.
yeah.
Let's talk about the movie, but I'm not gonna.
No, literally.
Cool.
The reason that I'm doing this is because once you strip away the tired slavery tropes and all the other crap, you're left with a mid-horror movie that's essentially a worse version of From Dusk Till Dawn.
Slavery tropes? Oof. That just sounds gross.
Thank you! I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he on the internet? And
I'm sorry, since when have these been tropes when this is about, when that's, you can't.
I'm literally spitting on my computer screen, I'm so...
Having a cheerleader who, like, wants to fuck the jock in a horror movie,
That's a trope.
But slavery is not a trope.
It's not a trope.
That's like a real historical...
It's a real, actual, historical event.
There's no trope, that's just what happened.
So...
You know, having the nerdy kid who makes it to the end of the movie because they thought of something cool, that's
a trope.
An old man who gives you all the information and then dies.
That's a trope.
This is not a trope.
This is not a trope. I think you really need to look up the definition
of what trope means, especially in context.
Yeah.
Can't believe that came out of someone's brain.
So then, instead of talking about the actual movie itself, he still goes on to talk about...
Oh. Do not fucking tell me.
How long ago was that?
Good question.
It says hour 17.
What are we at?
1:41.
I'm gonna vomit.
How did that happen? You must have clicked it.
It's starting to die.
Dying. Shit.
Yeah, it's starting.
Are you gonna do it again? Or are you
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
The thing where you sit there and you go...
I copy yours. I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Luckily, it's not the whole thing, and it's only like 30 minutes. If that, 20.
Let me hear what the last thing was that was said.
Okay.
On.
Do you want me to... No, I'm not going to pause.
Don't pause yours.
It's going to take...
I can cut yours out.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about there being dead air in yours. I'm more worried about whatever here.
Just start it and finish it out.
Start. Stop. Because I need to know...
Well, because
what this is.
Because you were talking for most of it, and then the part where you're not is just where I'm talking. So that could be good.
Yeah. I just want to know what it was talking about.
Yeah.
Hold.
What?
Hold.
Huh?
That's a minute and 19 seconds. That's a minute and 19 seconds. We didn't even finish the intro.
Oh my god.
So I don't have a recording on my end. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna delete this. Trash. Yes. Delete this. Delete that. I'm just gonna turn off my computer. And clearly I'm just gonna be re-recording all of my parts off of yours. All of it.
Are you sure? You don't want to just refilm this? Because that's...
How far? We were already an hour and 40 something in. and you gotta leave.
Yeah.
It's 9:57. We started around 8. There's no way.
I don't mean tonight, but
We talked about so many different things.
we did.
And I don't necessarily want to lose it.
Yeah.
I don't need,
Do you want to just finish it off here?
Well, you just keep it there. I'm going to have to copy off of you regardless.
Okay.
Your mic's going to pick me up no matter what.
Yeah.
That sucked. Booty holes.
Oh, God. Damn.
Damn. Yeah, damn.
Damn.
Damn. Okay. It's fine. I've done it before.
You have.
But I'm going to have to do it for however the fuck long this is.
Hour and a half.
Yeah. Which also means I have to first record it, copying it, then I have to cut it.
Oh, so you're gonna go in here
I'm going to
and
be
copy your
listening
word
to your stuff and just hitting the record function on it and try to do my best to copy my own words the whole fucking time.
You speak a lot. I don't know. You are majority of this episode.
I know.
No.
It would have been so much nicer if it was an hour and 7
I really thought it was. I'm so sorry.
I realized it when I played the last little bit, and I'm like, wait a fucking second.
That's...
Minute. 17 seconds.
Jesus. Fucking hell. Oh. Let's just finish this.
We're just gonna finish this.
If
We're
you
just gonna finish
decide while editing that you don't wanna, we can refilm. That's okay.
this. Or I can be like, look, sucks to suck.
No
You're
sinners.
just gonna have to live with this is what the audio is hers because mine decided to take a big ol' shit.
And you can kind of hear me in the background. Good luck.
Good luck, motherfuckers.
If you want to, fine. But again,
just
if you
finish this,
just,
yeah.
let's just, because we're right here. So if you decide while editing you don't want to, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
No, 'cause
judge you.
This is a good episode.
I know!
I am not panicked if this is the only thing that we get done this month. And this is all I do is me just copying myself.
Fair enough.
So.
Because it is a good episode.
It's a good fucking
So,
episode.
yeah. Okay. It's okay. And if you...
Mother of God.
I know!
Mother of God.
Jesus.
Why did you forsake me?
I don't know. I really...
Son of a... I've been sitting here for an hour and 40-some minutes holding this mic up for nothing.
For no reason. For absolutely no reason.
It shut out before we said our intro.
Please.
Literally the last thing is you saying, let's do... Literally the last thing said is, we should change it to hit. It's been since it started.
Oh, you didn't even do the intro.
Do the intro.
Oh.
The last thing said is, we should change it to hit instead of let's go to.
Go to.
I can't believe this whole time. We didn't even start with the welcome yet.
No.
We didn't even get that far.
Please add this crash out in the end.
Oh my God. They're gonna get an extra 15 minutes at the end and be like, fuck! Fuck!
This, okay. The things that she goes through for your entertainment.
Bullshit that we talked about in this episode about we are not going to talk about racist stuff because it would be so much longer
Oh.
for me to edit.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about people being racist because that's just going to take an extra hour.
I'm just going to give you the little details about the small stuff, and we're not going to get into the history. Well, fuck you. I have to edit for a lot longer than I thought anyway. Son of a bitch. And of course, it's going to be towards the end of the episode, too.
Yeah. Okay.
At the 1 star and I
To preface, if this makes it into the episode because she decides that it's
Son of a bitch.
About an hour and 40 minutes in, we realized that only I had been recording
the whole episode. The whole episode.
The entire thing.
Son of a bitch.
Much love.
Oh.
Okay. Let me finish this.
Let's finish this fucking 1 star.
Okay.
Before I have an aneurysm.
You're literally going to right next to me and I'm scared. Okay. So basically this guy just keeps going about not the movie itself. He goes, the sequence of events is almost nonsensical. The action is boring and tired, and the acting and dialogue is cringe.
No on all of those.
All of those. Just all of them.
This is how you know he's just being a dick about it because he's racist.
Yes.
And not anything else, because I'm sorry, this is just a good movie. Like, if this was a completely white cast, the story would not be the same.
Yeah.
It would not be.
It's true.
This movie is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even directly talk necessarily about racism.
It doesn't. Because here's the thing.
It hints it.
It literally just shows you the South.
Yeah. And what it was like in that time.
I don't think that they were harping on it.
No.
That's just how it was.
Yeah.
It was probably worse.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the action is not boring and tired. It's, as we just talked about for an hour and a half, how much detail went into this blocking and the acting, and the dialogue is not cringe. It very much focuses on, very important things within the film.
Yeah.
And then he says, it just goes to show that any old crap out of Hollywood will be hailed as the next big thing, provided that you put the right message in it. Watch From Dusk Till Dawn instead.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross. I'm sorry. You can shove it up your ass. They got 16 Oscar nominations.
Okay,
so.
Grand Wizard.
For real.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Dude.
I'm using my new vocabulary term. Are we allowed to? I don't know. Is that just something that I need to look this up before I I don't know. It feels wrong.
I know.
Just everything from that time was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Good luck, bestie.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
All right. To save my soul a little bit of pressure.
A little bit.
Our next movie is Longlegs. So I'm interested to see what that's going to be, since I haven't seen it yet.
Me neither.
And then, yeah, you can send us an email at horrorunmasked@gmail.com. Let us know if you do want us to do Event Horizon or at any other point. We do take movie recommendations. We're just going off of our own list that we've created. You can follow us on Threads and Instagram at Horror Unmasked. You can listen to us on anywhere that pods are cast. And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to ask. Will you fear?
Or will you fear not? Holy God.
Oh no.